This super automatic espresso machine is just $800. Is it any good? Can it produce real espresso? And is it passable as the untrained palate? That's what I'm hoping to help you find out in this video. Hey there, it's Chris and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing this $800 super automatic espresso machine. Now disclaimer, this was sent to me for free but it's not sponsored and all thoughts and opinions, as always, are my own. Okay, so this machine comes from a company called Radex Technologies. At least I think that's what it is because that was the company name of the email of the person that sent this machine to me. Although on Amazon, the company is I think called Msilpug. Anyways, this $800 machine has a surprisingly decent rating on Amazon. Granted, it only has 98 reviews at the time of recording, but 4.3 stars isn't too bad. And for the record, I did run this page through a fake review spotter and came up with no red flags. So first, let's go over the build quality of this machine. This machine is made of mostly plastic, which is a bit of a bummer. For some odd reason, the only metal parts here are the lid, and maybe that's to give the impression that it's more premium than it actually is. Here you can see we've got our standard super automatic machine parts, including a bean compartment, which is not airtight, a water filling compartment, and you've got the drip tray itself, which I absolutely hate. The drip tray is this long, weird plastic piece which has a spot for the spent grounds, although the grounds do still make a mess past it regardless. The drip tray does have one cool little feature, and that's this little plastic piece that floats when the drip tray gets full, but this machine does have one really nice feature going for it, and that, oddly enough, is the display. The display seems weirdly high resolution. I'm not sure why, but the screen is a lot nicer than what I expected. It's pretty responsive, it looks good, and feels like actual glass instead of something like cheap plastic or acrylic on top. Getting straight to the point, can it make espresso? That's going to be a quick and easy no. I mean, even in James Hoffman's super automatic machine comparison video, espresso isn't really a factor. It's definitely closer to something like a mocha pot coffee in my opinion. This machine does seem to use 16-gram doses for espresso-based drinks and outputs about 5 mils more than your selected volume out. As far as I can tell, the strength doesn't really change too much. If you are looking to get straight espresso and drink that from this machine, I can already tell you that this is not going to be the machine for you. That being said, if you're going for milky drinks, then this really isn't that bad. In addition to that, I would recommend using a darker roast with this machine. Now, I was super surprised to find that this machine can produce milk foam that is really good, nearly perfect for that silky latte art quality milk. The milk does also have an adjustment knob for being able to set how foamy it gets, and somewhere in the middle I was actually able to get foam that could almost pour latte art. It is weird, but it's also cool. It had a nice silky texture that was definitely smooth in the mouth and as good as I'd expect steaming from myself on one of my quote-unquote real machines over here. Speaking of, let's talk about the milk integration. The milk integration here is a little wonky. Basically, you have a plastic piece that needs to stick out of the machine connected with a hose into a cup that then has your milk. In a way, it does make a little bit of sense since it does make it easily accessible, and milk residue is a quick recipe for disaster in terms of bacteria, mildew, and mold. But basically, you will always need at least 2 different cups in the morning to make a milky drink, one for the milk and one for the actual other drink, which means just a little bit of extra cleaning in the morning when you're done using this machine. Speaking of cleaning, so cleaning this machine is, unsurprisingly, a huge pain. From milk tubes to the grind chamber to basically the entire internals being a little bit of a mess, super automatic machines are, and by nature, not going to be the easiest machines to clean. But that's okay, because the trade-off between a machine basically doing everything for you is likely going to be this cleaning aspect of it. That being said, I do hate cleaning it with a passion, and that's likely a trait that I'll have with other super autos, just because of the nature of the spent puck sitting in a plastic box full of other steamy, wet pucks. Mold grows very, very quick. And for the sake of the squeamish, I will avoid showing you a picture of what that looks like. Trust me, it's not pretty. This machine does have functions to clean the milk tube and give the internals a quick rinse, but you will likely need to regularly clean the inside of the machine a little more in depth and the grinds chamber area as well if you use this machine even one time. Okay, so conclusion time. While overall it's really not a bad machine, at $800 would I buy this? Definitely not. Then again, I'm definitely not the target audience for a super automatic machine. I mean, just look at this over here. So who is this machine for? I think it's for somebody who regularly drinks and enjoys maybe non-specialty coffee, possibly with milk, and possibly even with sugar. This might be your average Starbucks drinker or Dunkin' coffee drinker. Even for the untrained palate, there's definitely still a noticeable distinction between this and real espresso, but once mixed in with milk, sugar, maybe even some flavorings, then you've got a drink that has great texture and of course that sweet indulgent flavor. At the same time, for $800 you could probably find something like a used Gadget Classic Pro and a decent grinder in that price range, which, while it's going to be a lot more work to make coffee coffee, it will certainly yield better results. And anyways, that's going to be my review of this $800 super automatic machine. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you have any experience with other super autos, or if you would like to see more reviews of these types of machines. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.